Hey everyone, it's Vanta reporting from, what do I call this place? I call this it's not space, acid bath. This is, this is acid bath. And this is why I didn't want to start recording, because when you take acid bath, when you go to the blue, your body separates from the mind. You get to see what the body wants to do, and it's good. It's good to have this disconnect on a Sunday. Oh fuck. The problem is trying to keep still in one place and having the fucking microphone in a place where you're going to understand me. Because right now, again, the body just wants to fucking move. And I'm sitting in one spot. So yeah, you're hearing the music. It's coming from my computer. The computer stays in one spot in my room. That's what's here in reality. That's our context here. Fuck. That's the context. I mean, that's what's cool about being individuals, right? I was just thinking about this like fucking 15 seconds ago. No, it was more like 2 minutes ago. Fuck. The thing is, Vanta, you just want to move. Every time you fucking talk, when you're out in the blue, you just want to fucking contort yourself. So no, we're not ending this recording. We're gonna try to maintain this string of thought. It's funny, just like trying to force yourself to maintain a thought, because it's easy just to give up and just it's easy just to give up and just like think of a new thought. That's not going to take a lot of effort. But no, we're trying to maintain this thought. What are we going to talk about? We're talking about the blue. What it's like to be in here again. It's the fucking, your mind is your mind is disconnected from the body. The body wants to do something else right now. It's nothing bad. That's bad. I mean, that's the thing. If you're new to using drugs, because we're just gonna call them that, right? We're gonna call them as they are. They're just drugs. But as you can tell, anyone who's known me, they know that I don't sound like this normally. That I'm very calm. And that's the thing. It's like oh my god, we're gonna get into like some really crazy shit. And I'm pretty sure we're still fucking recording. That's the thing. You can't really be doing this stuff when there's other people around. You don't want to disturb them because like they didn't consent to this stuff. Again, that's kind of the weird thing about drugs. Remember, not everyone is into the same shit. You can't be exposing other people to stuff, so you gotta have safe places to be doing this stuff. So right now you're just sitting on my shoulder. You, the audience member, you are sitting on my shoulder right now. So it's gonna be relatively calm, hopefully. For the next 5 minutes, we're just gonna contextualize. We're gonna contextualize what the fuck was going on, because you guys caught me maybe like Here, let me bring you closer. You guys caught me like in the middle of a fucking peak. You heard the fucking the breathing, the whimpering. I don't even know what it was. It's just the body doesn't want to. Oh my god, it doesn't want to go back in the box. Essentially, I've let it out to express itself, and it just wants to move right now. It's really expressed to me that it wants to climb shit. We are at the beginning of like spring, right? Easter's around the corner. We've been holed up in home all day for this fucking winter. For reasons I couldn't control. Remember, Vanta was in a motorcycle crash. He had to stay in bed for a few months. And that was its own ordeal. But now that again, I've proven to myself I've healed from this, and I'm actually stronger from the fucking crash. That's fucking funny, huh? I have no excuse. I have no excuse to not do the things I couldn't do in my life prior. Because of this crash. Because this crash showed me that it literally what's been told to you this entire time. The things that don't kill you, they just make you fucking stronger. Oh shit. But yeah, this whole and I get 2 hours of this, right? It depends on the person. You get 4 hours. For me, generally, like 4 to 6 hours of just tripping out. I get to escape myself. I get to see my body disconnect from the mind. And I get to listen to it, right? It's fucking cool. Oh my god, dude. But right now it just wants to get out. It wants to struggle. Right now you guys are kind of hearing that. I fucking stink too. Like, that's one thing about Vanta. He's very sensitive to smells. It's one of the first things he notices about someone. Man, I was trying to pick up. I'm like, dude, you smell different today. Not particularly, like unpleasant. You just smell different. And I started to dig into the smells. And you know, it's what we'll get into it. You've been drinking a lot of lemon water, Vanta. Your neighbor gave you a lot of lemons, and you just been putting that in your water. You've been doing that for the past 2 weeks, which is good. Lemons have vitamin C, I think. Which is good for the immune system. It does something to the body. I don't really care what it does to the mind, but it tastes good. Oh, shit. This is actually gonna go up as a podcast. This is fucking hilarious. This is a good experience too, because like I feel like a lot of artists are kind of freaking out right now. A lot of artists that I respect, you know, the ones that have had hundreds of thousands of followers, they're starting to notice, oh shit, my following's fucking my following's fucking it's dwindling. And why is that? It's because I just have the answer to that. It's because the world's becoming small again. Like, people don't really care about following other people that don't care about them. So you have to reach out to your fans. You literally have to make your own community again. It's essentially what's happening. Which is cool, because you still have that reach. You still have that reach to hundreds of thousands of people. You just have to make those meaningful connections. You gotta make your own fucking cult, essentially. That's what Instagram and all these. That's what all these media companies are starting to learn through the implementation of AI. Because again, guess what? Vance is also working for a company that also uses AI, so I get to see this for myself. I get to see why our followings are seemingly going down, even though things are relatively stable. It's like it's because of that. It's because we need to, whatever. The point, I've gotten to this point a lot, right? It's just you gotta reach out to the people that matter, the people that really care, who are interested in your art, who want to be a part of this experience, who want to sit on my fucking shoulder and listen to me fucking struggle to get this out. That's the people you need to reach out to. Which there aren't a lot of people. You're going to kind of all social media is doing right now with the engagement is filtering out those people. They're showing you who really fucks with your art, who really wants to be involved in it. Remember, the art isn't. Let's go into that. Oh my god. Let's move you into a new spot. I don't want to move you too far away though. Shit. And it felt like I've been talking for like 2 hours, but no. Oh my god, that felt really nice. So, but yeah, the scene needs to change. Let's put the music down. This is 90s piano rave. Oh god. This puts you on a stand, listener. Holy shit. You guys were literally in bed with me. That is what it's like tripping out. That's 12 minutes of performance. That's what it was. No, this is what it's like just being me, right? People are scared to like, not scared, they're just not seeing the big picture. You gotta stop seeing people in your back under the sheets with me, because I kind of like actually fuck, the music's going back up. I like the music. We just needed a little break from this. Fuck. But yeah, you're on about... You've just been seeing... People just see the world. They don't see the big picture. Jesus Christ, now the music's too loud. I'm sorry. This is all new. Remember, this is episode 2. I'm trying to figure shit out. What makes things pleasant. But again, this is this new form of media. Remember, we have these microphones that are capable of recording like everything. You can hear me perfectly fine, even though I'm fucking struggling to say it, because it's covered through like blankets and just myself. You know, it's not pointed at me. It's not, the mic's not pointed at me in a at an optimal place. You know, that's how things have always been, like very scholarly. You gotta have things perfect, right? But it's like, why do things have to be perfect, dude? That's the art side of like fucking existence. It doesn't have to be. Why not just express yourself? This is Vanta literally just fucking doing that. You can hear me just fine. And this goes to like, this bleeds into ways of thinking, and there's just ways of existence too. You don't have to be so scholarly where things have to be ordered and fucking rigid or anything. Why not just stack shit on itself? Why not just have the sentences end in the beginning? Have everything explained to you in the very beginning too. So what's left in the middle, the stuff that you have to figure out, that's new stuff. That's just whatever. Again, it comes in waves. It comes in waves. But the waves lessen every time. And sorry, I'm covering the mic. There you go. You can actually hear me. Yeah, it comes in waves. Jesus Christ, it's the music, man. It's the music. It comes in waves. I have it at 5%. We've only been at this for like 20 minutes. I'm trying to get back to that point I was trying to say. This is a new form of like content. It's no longer going to be like this clean shaven, like, you know, the mic's always here, so like you're always going to have this stream of amazing clean content, these clear thoughts. That's all fine and dandy. That's how podcasts have always been done. But no, why not just do something different, right? Why not just express yourselves like the stuff you can't see? Because right now you're in my bed. You've been in my bed this entire time. The stuff you can't see, that shit's fucking... That's the stuff I want you to experience. Just me fucking grabbing onto this bed. Fucking... Again, I've broken it in the past. But yeah, that's the stuff I want you guys to hear. It's just the fucking... just life around you. It's no longer about the individual, right? I think it helps to have my eyes covered in the dark, essentially. It's no longer about the individual, friend. It's about the experience. Do you want to be in Vanta's bedroom while he's doing this crazy shit? Who cares about the crazy shit I'm saying? It's the stuff that's going around around me. Do you want to be a part of that? That's what the artist is now seeing. Now that they're seeing their art, I mean their following kind of dwindle or not engage, because it's not dwindling. Yeah, you lose a couple followers, and you should pay attention to that. You should see who is not following anymore. Why are they choosing to leave? And it's that they don't want to be a part of the Vanta experience, the artist, the experience that you're putting out there. They're tired of just seeing your art. They want to see something more, and you're not showing that to them. Shit, man. But that was a good podcast. Even though, again, I haven't opened my eyes in maybe like 5 minutes, but it's only been like 20 minutes max. And just give me some time to like, just give me some time to fucking recollect my thoughts. I'm not gonna turn off the recording. Oh shit, dude, we've only been at this for 18 minutes. Yeah, we're not turning this off. I'm just putting you in a better spot so you can hear me. Put you on a stand. Objectively, that is better. To hear me. So yeah, how does Vanta do this? You don't need to have fancy equipment or a fancy studio. You can hear my fucking dog barking in the back. That's Nacho. This is the new way of like presenting content. Again, it's no longer about Vanta. It's about like just the insanity. Do you want to be a part of trying to navigate the chaos, essentially? But right now we're taking a break. Just give Vanta a fucking minute to just breathe. I should probably drink some water. But no, we're fine. We drank lots of water. I'm just gonna take a few seconds to recollect my thoughts. You guys can hear the insanity of what's going on outside. Or what's going on inside the bedroom, inside the house. Okay. this is funny. You give your we're back. We've never been gone, but you give time for your body just to fucking calm down. Give it that silence. And it's funny, it starts to behave. But no, seriously, I'm going to pee though, because it's been obedient and such. And I am sweating a lot. That is a sign that I need to fucking pee. It's coming out of my nose too. We'll get into that. Actually, fuck it. You guys are coming with me. Yeah, no, things are relatively calm outside the bedroom. That's good. That meant, like, whatever just happened, I remembered it. There's some times where you just choose not to remember. And again, I use that word very carefully, choose. Never... Oh my god, no, the dogs want to be involved. Never has there been whatever, man. Never has there... I need to start articulating these things, right? I can't just dismiss them. Because you as a listener, you're like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like, what's going on in Vance's mind? Right now you hear Nacho, my chihuahua, just fucking barking. So there's something going on. He probably needs attention, actually. He probably needs to go outside or something. So... And then Chewy too, I just heard him a couple seconds ago. They're probably just concerned. What was I saying? I can't dismiss these thoughts. They'll go on in the mind. Oh, he probably just wants to come in. My guy, why are you barking? Oh, do you want to go outside? You want to go? One of you guys wants to exchange being in or out of the house. Okay. I think Nacho just wanted to come in. And Chewy was inside. They just wanted that time out, or away from each other. I should drink more water, but no. Vanta drinks plenty of water. It's back to the bedroom, bitches. I'm back to my bed. Because let's face it, the majority of people that listen, even if you are male, you guys are lacking in testosterone. And myself as well. I'm not going to say I'm a fucking alpha male. Vanta's never been the alpha male. That's fine. I never cared for it. Actually, that's what we're going to get into. We're now... Let me get the stand. We're now going to Mars, guys. As I've recently discovered with Van, which she is not here. So sucks for you, Van, for not being here this weekend. But guess what? I mean, it looks like you were having a lot of fun, though. Looks like you were having a lot of fun with whoever that new friend is. I don't know who she is. She looks cute. Oh, man. But yeah, we're back on Mars. Mars is where Vanta came from. Not Vanta Clad. It came from... Remember, we're still speaking through the perspective of Vanta. Every time you hear, like, the clean voice, as you do now, that's Vanta. Clad is an actual person. They are an actual person. I just haven't heard from them in a while, which is fine. That happens. They'll come back. They always fucking come back. It's fucking weird. But yes, as we've discovered, I've discovered with Van, sorry, I forget who I'm talking to. It's you, the audience, who doesn't know shit. What the fuck is going on? Van and I have discovered, because I broke the fucking bed, that it's a lot more fun fucking on the floor. Oh my god. Now that I'm on the floor again, because now you now you have something that doesn't give, that isn't soft, that isn't caring, isn't forgiving. It's like, well, this is the ground, you gotta respect it. Otherwise you're gonna get hurt. And this is what's going on. I brought my pillows because guess what? Vanta lives on the moon most times. He spends time on the moon. Oh shit, did it? Okay, I thought it stopped recording. Vanta I should just close my eyes. But I have my crystal here with me. It's a big rose quartz crystal that's all covered in sweat right now. Yeah. What was I saying? Something about the moon. Just give me a second. No, I was just going on about the moon. I mean, being on Mars, right? When we broke the bed, it's like, well, shit, we need somewhere to fuck it. I didn't think to throw the mattress on the floor. Because we already had a rug, a really nice rug. You guys have seen it, the checkered one. Oh, man. Now that I'm down here and actually looking at it, it's like, well, there's a lot of character going on on this rug. I used to just think, oh, it's this fucking white square with green squares on it. No, it's not just that. It's something else. I mean, there's a lot more stuff going on it. There's a lot more details. If you cared to look into the rug. But yeah, we just started fucking on the rug. Oh shit. And that's what it feels like to fuck on Mars. Because I try to get it into my head, like, how I'm writing this story about, like, oh, come on. Normally when Nacho barks is because there's a change of presence. There's literally people coming into the house. Which means I have to be mindful of what I have to say. What I could say. But yeah, we were just fucking on the rug. Why was I even saying that? Oh yeah, because we're writing this story, Vanta. Remember, this is Vanta, yeah. It's hard to keep track of who you are on the shrooms. Especially right now, since I'm writing a story, it's like, well, I need to get in the minds of different characters, which are just parts of me. Man, and now that I see the reflection of myself right now, it's like, man, dude, you are a fucking mess. This whole situation you're in, it's a fucking mess. But it's alright. It's a part of the process. It's just Nacho barking. That's what fucking pulled me out. And it's windy outside, too. Yeah, you guys are just gonna have to take in the ambiance. If you guys can hear it. I don't know if the mic's gonna filter it out. I don't like having the mic filtered. But yeah, I was just writing the story. It's like, how are things going to be different in the moon? In Mars. We're so used to just living here on Earth, right? That's what one of the poets I was reading about, or one of the other artists out there, he keeps writing about how this sky above us is this fucking cradle. It's this tomb and cradle. You know, it's the first and last thing you see on this earth is the sky. How do you get out of that? And in truth, you don't. This is a part of the human experience. But yeah, just doing things to kind of mimic changes of scenery. You're so used to fucking in bed, why not just fuck on the floor? That's what it must feel like to fuck on Mars. Because guess what? Mars is a lot more dense than it is on the moon. Which means it has a lot more gravity. Things are going to weigh a lot more. If you fall in Mars, is going to hurt 3 times more than it would in the moon. Actually, a lot. I think 30 times more. And that's what I showed Van. Again, we were just kind of meandering. I forgot that I had a story to tell or just anything to tell you. I should just share my experience of us going to Mars for the first time together. Vanta and Van. Right now it's just Vanta and Van. I don't know where the fuck Clad is. Clad, you can join wherever the fuck you want to join. I don't really care. How many minutes are we in? 32 minutes. That's kind of sad. I can actually see the trip going away through minutes. Things still seem magical to me as I hold this rose quartz crystal in front of me. I still see the rainbow shimmers in it. I can still see through it like I can fucking eat it. I can see the rainbows through it, like the shards of rainbow. The different hues of pink is not just this transparent pink. It glows deeper reds as it feels things. Remember, these things are sentient. These crystals were just... I don't want to get into this. The crystals don't exist in kind of the physical sense. They don't exist in this reality. What you're seeing are just fucking snapshots of what's going on in different realities. You're being transported to a different different dimension, essentially. That's every time you hold a crystal in your hand, that's what's going on. You're holding a different reality in your hand. It's literally something you can hold. I think that's why these things are so fucking precious. Let me go grab some more crystals, actually. It's just been the rose quartz. Oh, you know what? Let's bring one that's dangerous. We got the obsidian. You guys can probably hear how heavy it is. That's fucking... that is an obsidian crystal. Carla helped me fucking pick out some chick in Vegas. Artist girl. I can't wait to see more of her work. But yeah, she noticed I was looking at the crystals for visual. Oh my god, dude. We're here at another wave. This is like wave 3. And we're here in Mars. So we're here on the actual ground. But I brought my pillows. Because you gotta terraform the earth, right? Or the actual ground beneath you. If you're so used to living on the moon, you can't just go straight into Mars unless you're fucking psycho like that. You gotta bring moon's atmosphere, essentially. And that's why I have my pillows. As I'm like squirming around next to this very sharp piece of obsidian. This thing weighs like 20 pounds. You can hear it as I move it around. It's got very sharp edges, very raw edges. It's polished on both ends, but the middle is fucking raw. The middle is raw. And it's cool to fucking look at. I don't know, man. I mean, this is... The drawing stuff is fun. It's always going to be there, but Vanta, you just always want to create shit. is not just limited to the fucking drawings. The drawings is just this fucking snapshot, like I was saying about the rose quartz as I'm holding it here in my hands, or it's on my pillow. The drawing and these crystals are just snapshots of different parts of reality that you're not experiencing right now. That's the very beautiful thing about being human. You get to have that privacy. You get to choose if you want to have that privacy away from the different realities. Remember, you're a part of something much bigger. You're a part of something much bigger. I should actually have, like, something. You know what? As you get older, Vanta, you're gonna have these stupid ass magna opuses, whatever. These things you want to share with people, and they're just refined versions of whatever the fuck this podcast. That's all it is. It's just, you gotta refine it. And you want to struggle trying to present that to other people as you're going through it. That's a lot of fun. Oh man, you get to see really cool shit, and it's all through the comfort of your bedroom too, as long as people don't fucking bug you and shit, or if the dogs aren't being super needy, which, actually, let me have the door open. Chewy sometimes likes to be involved. The only problem is he fucking smells, because he's a Shih Tzu. So yeah, that opportunity is there for them if they so choose. But with most weekends, it's just Vanta. It's just Vanta and his thoughts. I should have brought my sketchbook with me. So actually, now that we're here in Mars, this actually does just feel like a normal weekend where it's like, shit, I'm seeing cool things, and I wish I brought my fucking art, my things to make my usual art with, and I don't. I just have crystals, which is fine. Things turn out the way they do because it's like, well, now you got to acquaint yourself with these crystals, right? You got to spend time with them as opposed to looking at them as objects and trying to describe them in your reality. Why not just spend the time to look at them, understand them, be a part of them, dance with them, right? Especially this fucking obsidian crystal. This thing's fucking... Before the end of this afternoon, I'm going to get cut by this thing, just by accident. I really want to get cut by this thing, actually. I've already been nicked by it in the past. And again, this is something I own. So, like, you're going to have that relationship with this new piece of rock that this friend gave you. It's very sharp, which is what I like. You can't necessarily throw this at Van, like you do with the other crystals sometimes. Lest you actually want to, like, hurt her in a very bad way. This thing has lots of sharp edges, stuff that's gonna get you stitched. And again, I've already been nicked by it in the past. But that's just cool having this relationship with these rocks. Again, they're just fragments of different realities, and as much as I want to fucking just shove this point down my fucking hand, down my arm, this very sharp point, I want to feel that pain. I shouldn't have that. That's not what it was meant to do. It's just showing you what else exists out there. The shit that transcends time. Remember, these things, these crystals, they're sentient beings just like humans, just like living beings. They exist. They wake up in their own time, or in their own, how do you say it, like their own time frame. They wake up every day and they're like, well, I got to do something. And you're experiencing that. You get to see it. Remember, we're like ants. We're like ants looking at fucking elephants. Like, we're looking at these giant things move. We're like, what the fuck? Like, we can't even comprehend it. That's what's happening when you have crystals. You can't truly comprehend what's going on. Sometimes you can be empathetic with it. It can be empathetic with you. But yeah, that's what these crystals are. They're not just these fucking rocks. That's stupid. As I say that, as my hands are like fucking, again, when you're on shroom, or sorry, when you take a lot of different psychedelics, your brain literally just fucking breaks. It stops comprehending things as they are. Like, my fucking hands right now just look like feet, which is kind of gross. It's just telling me, like, dude, you just gotta take better care of your hands, essentially. I've been very neglectful of my hands, because I've been dealing with some, like, skin issue. Just been doing the bare minimums just to, like, care for it, in a medical way, but nothing cosmetically. And yeah, now just holding this fucking obsidian crystal, it's showing me that. It's like, dude, you can actually start cutting away at things that don't need to be there anymore. Lots of old dead skin. And that's probably why you wanted to fucking shove this thing in your arm earlier, is because it's like, it was just trying to show you, like, yo, you can use me, you can use sharp things like me to make yourself look taken care of, just to look cleaned up, essentially. As much as I want to fucking shove this very expensive sharp rock, just into my arm for some reason. That's all it's showing me right now. Angry, we got Nacho crying. The problem is Nacho doesn't get out of his bed, and I'm not going to get up to help him, or just to entertain him. But yeah, we're just still looking at the obsidian crystal in context of the rose quartz. I really am enthralled with the fucking ripples on this thing. That's the problem. You're just so used to looking at your phone. Let's get into that, actually. Since we've been talking about, like, the shift of social media and such, people noticing engagement going down, man, I really just wish, every time I hear Nacho, I just want to fucking, we're not getting into that, but just other drugs that I want to do, and it's like, no, you can't, and that shit's not good for your body. What we were talking about, something about social media. Oh yeah, this phone, right? This phone exists with everybody. They have their own phone. They have their own brand. They prefer Samsung or iOS, right? iPhone or Android. Which is funny. You notice very funny observations depending on the kind of phone that the people use. But Vanta has a preference, of course. Vanta prefers iPhone. We're not going to get into that, but what we're saying is these things exist in your hand. They exist in your lives, really. You've just brought this fucking pet into your life, this phone. It behaves in a certain way. It listens to you. It'll make you start to behave in a certain way, is what I'm trying to get at. Just like a pet. As much as you think you're owning a fucking cat, I think the cat is owning your dumbass. You're the one that has to take care of it. It's learned, like, oh, this thing's got emotions. It's going to feel like loyal to me in a certain way, so it's going to act in a certain way. It's all I'm trying to say about the phone is you have this relationship with your phone. And then sometimes it's good to step away from that to realize this is all bullshit. What the phone's been telling you, it's alright. You can step away and still enjoy life. You'll still find ways to entertain yourselves. Find things interesting. You don't need the internet. As I'm just fucking whittling away at this very expensive chunk of obsidian. Vanta loves obsidian, by the way. Like, that's one thing a lot of people, I see it, they have like their fucking toy collections, whatever. Vanta's never had these toy collections. He just has things that he's using right now. Cool, someone liked my story. That's cool. Thanks, man. He just has things that he's using right now. If they're not things that he's using right now, then they're just gonna collect dust somewhere in the corner of my fucking room. These things they want attention. When you buy figurines, when you buy art from people, spend time with it, you know. Don't just put it up in your wall and let it stay stagnant. That shit's fucking... That's sad. You're just letting relics be relics, collect dust, if that's the case. Which, actually, let's bring Quindy's art piece over here since we're talking about art. Also, I need to pee. It's been like 15-20 minutes. Vanta pees a lot, in case you haven't noticed. Also, I noticed that none of the dogs want to come in, which is fine. Chewy's usually curious by now. But no, I think he's hearing the weird shit that's coming out of the bedroom. He's like, no, I don't want to be part of this. There's no one new. Yeah, I really need to pee, but the problem is it's the change of scenery every time you fucking pee. It's a different... Again, we're still on Mars. We're still... We're still enjoying Mars. And man, I just cleaned these fucking sheets too. I'm sorry, I just cleaned these pillows. I cleaned the sheets. Yeah, I cleaned the sheets and the pillows. Now it's back on the fucking rug. And I'm noticing all the dirt on it, which is fine. As long as you clean up afterwards, right? You're not ingesting actual dirt, because there could be like particles of all kinds of nasty stuff in the rug. You don't want that in your body, but it's fine to have it outside. It's not gonna get in you. Even that's a lie, but let me go pee. I'll bring you guys with me. But yeah, as I'm trying to maintain conversation, because like I'm still here out in acid bath, or out in the blue, still in my system. Actually, let me just kind of take a step, not a step, or let me just explain to you what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing like disco ball vision. Everything's pixelated, right? Everyone sees it. This is not just exclusive to me. When you start to mix drugs and you start to do too much of it, enough or too much for your brain to handle within like a certain span of the day, because again, your body needs time to recover, whether it be a few months to recover from an injury, from your daily routine. Remember, you've conditioned your body to act in a certain way, so like it can recover in a certain amount of time. Like it's been trained. You've trained your body to do that. If you like to fucking drink alcohol on a daily basis, your body's it's trained to recover from that. You can train your body to do all kinds of crazy things, what I'm trying to get at, not as I'm discovering, but again, this is the problem with going up And peeing, it's like change of scenery. You forget you forget to be human sometimes. We were just talking about sharp things, right? And I was all sweaty. Man, that's really nice. I think, oh shit, I actually almost cut myself. But that's the thing, your skin is very resilient. It's not this delicate thing. Even if you do get cut, it's like, well, whatever. There's things in place to keep you from there's things in place. Like, you get cut, cool, it's going to heal. It probably has a shit ton of flesh underneath it. You know, it's not like you get cut and, like, you just stop existing. There's stuff underneath that wants to get fixed now, that is there to fix you for when it does get cut. That's what the immune system is. That's just the whole part of literally healing from things. I think that's why I like having dangerous things in my bedroom. Like this fucking sharp rock. Because it's like, dude, I can get hurt by it. That's fine. You're just going to heal from it. It's cool watching that process sometimes. Right now, that's where Vanta is, I think. Mentally, as I have a sharp fucking obsidian chunk right here, and this rose quartz that's very soft and round and very feminine. I think that's where my mind's been these past few months. It's just recovering, seeing that juxtaposition of like just coming out of things, just transitioning out of things. You were injured, so you had to stay in bed all day. Oh, for a few months, for a few weeks actually. That shit sucked. But now that you've shown that you've healed from it, that you are doing things you're a lot more that you've always been capable of. We should start talking about things, right? Like real things that happen. It's funny as I say that, it's because the crystal is showing me like. It's reminding me of scenes that actually happened, and I should probably... Do I want to cut this out? I've got, like, a scab. I mean, firstly, my nails are all, like, nicked up right now because I've just been rubbing my hands on this very sharp piece of obsidian that I should probably clean up when I'm done tripping out. But, yeah, it's got all kinds of, like, just bits of my nail just embedded in this thing. Let's talk about real things, right? Real things that happen, but under the guise of crystals. I don't like saying things as they actually happen, because that's the exciting thing about being human. You got to experience things for yourself. Experience sex. You got to experience just dealing with other people. I think that's what's really cool right now. You're at this age where, like, you just exist, man. You don't want to be a part of other people's lives. Just people just come into your life and just want to be a part of whatever the fuck is going on with your life. Like right now, this obsidian shard that I just want to fucking... Yeah, I shouldn't bring this any closer to my face because, like, it's actually going to cut me. Yeah, it just reminds me, like, how I was massaging Van's back. Remember, we broke the bed, and she tried sleeping on the bed when it was, like, still broken. Because Vanta had to go to work. We're saying this 50 minutes, an hour into the podcast, but guess what? I mean, we're having fun. Finally get into that story. Yeah, so we had fucked the night before, broke the bed. So, like, I still had to go to work, and I work from home. I do an IT job for a cannabis company, so it's just a lot of, like, system shit. It's not a lot of actually doing nothing. You actually have to know what you're doing. But still, I was in bed, Van was in bed. And I was at work in my bedroom. She was sleeping on my bed. So her back was all kinds of fucked up from trying to do that. And we this whole weekend I've been trying to draw that. I've been trying to draw. There was this times where she just wanted to get fucked, and like she had literally the laptop above her, and I would fuck her while I was still at work because there was still a lot of important things going on. A lot of important people at work needed me to help them with certain things. But this bitch needed me to fuck her as well. My God, what kind of life are you living? This is fucking crazy. This is funny as fuck. I mean, this is why it's no longer about, again, this is going back to the conversation about being an artist. It's no longer about having the following, my guy. It's about just having people involved in your craziness. When they peek into the mind of Vantage, are they gonna be like disgusted and be like, what the fuck? Or they're just gonna be confused. They're not disgusted. They're just, if they want to feel disgust, that's on them. You know, like you watch horror movies because you want to feel disgusted, right? I'm holding this obsidian crystal because I want to get cut. And I'm not getting cut. Like I'm actually like grabbing it in ways where I'm like, I should form, what do they call them? Evulsions, I think, or it's like grab some sharp thing for too long and it's going to cut through you. But no, it's not doing anything. Probably because I don't have the strength. But yeah, we're going back to that whole conversation about like when people peer into, and are we still recording? Yeah, we are. When people peer into your page or just wherever you decide to show things, are they going to be confused as fuck? And are they going to, like, you just have to give them context, right? Like, what the fuck is going on? Because I have a lot of girls now that are asking me, like, what are you seeing? What are you, like, what is it, what goes on in your mind? And this, you're literally watching it right now. When I draw shit, that's just a fragment of the insanity that happens. That's not everything, which is unfortunate. I think I should. This is showing artist. It's not just the illustration. That is a discipline. That is a flex. That's kind of like watching fucking. What do they call them? I fucking love these birds. What are they called? The ones with the fans. You know what I'm talking about. Peacocks. That's what the art is. You're working on the... Ouch, actually. Almost... Oh, I sliced into, like, the dead skin. You see, Vanta likes playing with dangerous things, but when he actually gets hurt, yeah, that's when he backs up. What was I saying? Yeah, that's what the art is. The illustration, when I draw shit, when I put stuff to paper, that's when I want to show people, like, yes, I can fucking do something better than you. That's a lot of times that's what initiates it. And then you start to discover, oh, there's things you can tell stories to yourselves when you start doing this thing, when you start putting things to paper, because you're just staring at these things. Again, this is all connected to, I mean, this is all just connected back to everything I'm saying. The phone, right? When you spend time away from the phone and you just start to draw shit, you start to create things. Your mind just kind of like, again, it likes it. It starts to make up stories. You're not just dependent on this phone. You want to step away. So yeah, that's the cool thing. If you have me, actually, put the music back on. Because we're still tripping. We're just in Mars, though. And we're bringing our Earthling music to Mars. As much as I hate it. What was I saying, man? Yeah. This crystal, ouch. Actually, dude, you're actually, now that my hand's getting soft from all the sweating, like it's actually, that's not what it is. Actually, let's get back into this. I stepped away from this very sharp crystal for like 10 seconds. That's enough for my nerves to be like, just to get used to not holding something dangerous. It forgot already. It's like, oh yeah, like it forgot that there's this dangerous thing in the room. That's how infantile the body is. As opposed to the mind remembers things. Again, this is why Vanta does drugs, because it's like, I'm just trying to understand this relationship between the mind and body. I have this delusion. Ouch. Ouch. As I said this, I'm reminded of like the body can fight back. I just rolled my hip on Mars and I just got reminded of like, oh yeah, there's bones behind all this flesh that can dig into the flesh. But no, I just reek of the shrooms, which means it did its thing. But yeah, when you step away from things, you give your mind, your body a break from things. You realize how fast you can heal from things. Let me just put it this way. If you think you got this trauma in your life, postpartum depression, whatever it is, some fucking asshole said something to you 5 years ago, I don't care what it is. Step away from it. Do something new. Forget about it. So when you do come back to it, you're like, oh, that hurts. Maybe I shouldn't be messing with this. I shouldn't have these thoughts in my mind anymore. Let's fill them with things that are only joyful and soft, like this rose quartz, like just things that are overall good for my health. And it's good to have that contrast. It's good to have that contrast of like the things that hurt and the things that heal you. But a lot of people, they don't see that. All they see is the obsidian shard in their fucking mind. They just see the postpartum depression. They just see the fucking depression itself. That's all they have to work with. They don't have anything new. And that's all I'm trying to show you is just fucking someone playing with these crystals. These two beautiful crystals. There's a new way of thinking. You can play with new toys in your mind. It can be postpartum depression. It's fine. It can be a different flavor of that, a different perspective of it. And remember, everything is a part of you. Now that I've got like shards of fucking obsidian in this, now, whatever. I need to start finishing these thoughts. What I just noticed on the surface of this rose quartz, because you guys haven't forgot, right? Like I got the rose quartz heart with me since the very beginning. I've had this for a very long time. I've had it, I think, the longest out of... No, that's not true. This was given to me as a gift. But still, like, the finish of this, it's not even a year old in my possession, and the finish on it's already fucked up. Like, or it's fading. It's not fucked up. But that's cool about these possessions. You get to keep these things and care for them. Polish them up nice before you hand them off to the next person. Right? Or maybe, I don't know, maybe some people like when you hand them things that are kind of already used. I certainly do. I meant that. It just gives things that much more value, because it's like, well, it's being used in this present day. These, ouch. Actually, I scratched the fucking... I don't care much for the hardwood floor as I do for the crystal. But no, it deserves it. If you're gonna damage my house, it's all good. You deserve to get nicked. It's just when this thing falls on an actual person, that's going to actually require some stitches. What was I saying? I was just talking about possessions. You get to keep these things. Maybe just Vanta needs a little bit of a break. He should drink some more water, but again, dude, you drink a shit ton of water. It's fine. You can run dry for just a little bit. But no, I'm just noticing now, as I'm saying this, I was talking about possessions. I'm looking at my crystal, my rose quartz, as I'm ruining the finish on my obsidian crystal with rubbing this other crystal on it, my rose quartz. I'm just noticing the kind of love put into this crystal before it was handed to me. You can see that one side was just a little bit lopsided than the other, so he tried to kind of just finish it out, just sand it out so it didn't look so obvious. That's how you make, I don't know, you just, there's this idea of like things having to be perfect, and I respect that. That is a part of the whole discipline of like drawing. You want shit to come out perfect, but oftentimes what happens in reality, you just get the flops, right? You get the fucking you get whatever's given to you, and you just try to make it look pretty. That's what this rose quartz is right now. It's lopsided, but I still care for it. Which is weird. I'm having this weird deja vu moment now, where I'm talking to my crystals like they're my fucking girlfriends, because they remind me of like certain women, right? A lot of them come with certain insecurities that don't match up with the other person's. So like you just kind of you remember them for the insecurities. As I'm holding this crystal and not the sharp one. As it continues to fucking scratch my floor, I should probably stop doing that. But then again, this is a part of life. People get bent up about keeping things perfect. When you buy a brand new car, who cares if you get scratched up or banged up? It's a part of living. Is being lived with, right? Same with this floor. This floor was just a cheap, like, it only cost me a couple $100 to put it on here. I put it here myself. Who cares if it gets scratched up? Actually, let's scratch it up a little bit. Not with my expensive crystal. That has a very beautiful point. Actually, now that we're going to... No. If the scratches are going to show up, it's by accident. We're not going to intentionally scratch things. But no, this is, we're still on Mars. I like to be on Mars. I actually haven't slept on Mars in a very long time. But it's, again, the only reason why this whole podcast started is because it's fucking Sunday. I started having this rule of like, just started becoming... I started realizing patterns in my life. I'm like, dude, Sunday, I mean, you're Catholic. Sunday, you don't work. You don't do anything. You're just devoted to God. If you need to take care of things in your life, you take care of it on Saturday. That includes other people, right? Because, let me put it this way. When you live with other people, which we all do, we're all human, right? This is a part of the limitation of being human. You got to spend time with other people. You got to maintain those relationships. What better day to do that than on Saturday? Because remember, Sunday is just devoted to God. It's devoted to yourself. Remember, God is just yourself. Let's not get too crazy into this as I'm talking to the rug. But, yeah. You just want to maintain those relationships with people on Saturday. Again, Saturday is just taking care of yourself, and you start to realize the people around you are a part of yourself. And that's all I'm trying to say is, like, you go out on Saturdays with other people, but Sunday is your own thing. Whether people continue to exist on Sunday with you, that's cool. It's just, again, it's a different day dedicated for different things. As I'm seeing fucking disco ball vision right now, so the fucking drug's not done with me. So I probably shouldn't be pointing this obsidian crystal close to my face again. But man, I just really want to get cut by it again. And I haven't been cut by it so far. I've been digging it deep into my hands, and it's all bruised, like purple from it. But no. I mean, the Mars is hot, right? Vanta likes it hot. You guys are going to be part of that experience. And I bring parts of the moon with me on Mars because, again, I'm recovering from the motorcycle crash. My knees aren't fully there yet. I can't fully make contact with the ground. I should probably have this out here so it equalizes with the mic differently. Because, again, the microphone wants to do its own thing. It's got its own softwares. But no, you guys are hearing it. So you guys are in. We're fucking terraforming this bedroom to become Mars. We already got the gravity of Mars. We just need the temperature right, which it's spring. This is the first time I actually put my face up against the obsidian rock. I don't know, I should probably have a pillow made out of this. Something soft and, like, with smooth edges. Something I'm not going to hurt myself with, because, like, this shit's... it's doing something to me. When you press your bones up against this obsidian crystal, it's doing something. But no, since we're here, we're terraforming the bedroom. Let's talk about who Vanta used to be, right? People used to think of me as a stuck-up fucking, just always by the numbers. Everything had to be right because it had to be factually correct. Things exist in this reality because they do, because of scientific reasons. But no, all that shit is bullshit. It still very much is real. You can use that to your advantage, but you get to choose what is real in your head and what's not. Ultimately, like, as you've seen me encounter in this podcast, you're going to push boundaries, and then those boundaries are going to push back and remind you, like, no, that's not how the world works, you know. And that's fine. But living within those boundaries, that shit's fun. I feel like people are too scared to hit against those boundaries. The social ones, at least. They're too scared to hit those boundaries because it makes shit awkward. But who cares? They're just boundaries. They're just fake rules put up there by someone else. Why not why not discover the real rules of reality? Get hurt by them, as I've discovered in this fucking crash. And actually, it's getting a little too hot for Vanta's liking, but we're gonna keep it this way. This is how messes generally happen. When you find me in a mess, when I'm tripping out, it's because it's like, well, I recognize the room's getting too hot. I should probably do something to change that. But it's like, well, I just want to see how my body's going to react when I don't change it. Is it going to adapt? And most times it will. So I do things like that. I start doing things to see how my body's going to react or how it's going to adapt, right? It needs to sweat. It needs to maintain... It likes to be at a certain temperature. Not that it needs to be maintained at a certain temperature. It likes to be at a certain temperature. What happens if we just put it in a hot ass room, or we cover it with tape so it can't sweat? What the fuck happens? Is it going to just stop freaking out and realize like, whoa, shit, I can't sweat, I can't cool down. What can I do? What can I do differently to survive? That's all. I mean, that's what I do during trips as well. You just see how the body adapts, right? There is the evolutionary way of like adapting to a room, but it'll just make shit up to survive. But no, Vanta's still tripping. I realize that now. I thought we were coming down from the trip, but no. We are still in it. And we're still in Mars. God damn it. I said this earlier. I fucking clean these sheets. And now they're just getting covered in dirt. Again. Which is fine. This is dirt from, like, the life around me. Right? I'm not bringing in foreign shit from, like, that isn't from here. Which is funny. LA's... Whatever. We're not going to get into... Fuck it. Actually, let's kind of get into this a little bit. LA is a place where, like, lots of different people come. There's lots of trade going on here for some reason. Just lots of new faces, especially on the sides of LA that I work. It's whatever, man. We're not gonna get into that, but like, yeah, you just don't want to be exposed to certain things, certain diseases, certain things from all parts of the world that are totally foreign to your body. The dirt on this rug, it comes from the dirt around you, around the neighborhood you've been living for the past 20 years. It's not going to do anything harmful to you because you're already used to it, is what I'm saying. I just have the strongest urge to fucking throw these in the washer again, which, yeah, it's nice to have clean smelling everything, but you just kind of fucked up putting this on the rug at the beginning of the week, Sunday. Whatever. You're having fun. I mean, you're tripping out too. Also, that fan is getting really fucking loud. And it's probably how I broke it too. I had it pointing... I thought it was designed... I thought this thing was designed to be pointing at the floor, so you're heating the floor. Because it's a floor heater, like, literally. I mean, now that you're hearing it, it's fucking loud. Just pretend like we're in space, or like we're in a spaceship or something. Alright. That's just making it worse, man. But yeah, I had this thing pointed towards the ground because I like when it makes the ground hot. I don't care much about the air being hot. If the ground itself feels hot, that shit's lit. That's cool. And, dude, I should probably get away from this fucking crystal. Like, every time I fucking want to grab this thing, it's like, dude, just shove this in your body somehow. Like, in your face, in your arm, something. Yeah, you shouldn't. It's very dangerous. Again, this is very new to you too, Vanta. This very beautiful, sharp crystal given to you by a friend. Yeah, you should probably... Whatever. It was given to you for a very good reason. No, I'm just trying to come down from this trip. This Sunday, I was kind of feeling out of it. Not out of it, I just didn't know how to feel. I just knew there was a lot of emotions that are kind of conflicting and fighting with me. Shit, we're staying on Mars. This shit's stupid. If I just came from the moon, which this podcast started, and I brought you guys out to Mars, we're gonna stay in Mars. Just right now, I can't get used to things. Maybe if I turn around. Let's try that. It's just the noise is too much. I just want to block the noise. So if I'm not trying to turn off the fan. The fan is still terraforming the bedroom if we're gonna stay immersed. I'm just exhausted and I probably should drink some water, but again, you've been drinking a lot of water. There's all kinds of stains on this rug now that I'm moving around on it. I mean, that's why I own the rug too, because it keeps track of like, dude, what have you been doing this whole week, you know? There's stains on this rug from all kinds of shit. Literally. No, that's all it is, dude. You just have fun on this rug. People come over and they want to spend time with you. I mean, they can spend time on the bed if they want. But I feel like more people are inclined to sit on the rug. Let's bring my crystals over, right? They haven't gone anywhere. Let's bring some more crystals over, actually. As I throw this rose quartz in my hand. I can't do the same with obsidian, but I do have obsidian that I can throw. But I sometimes throw it then. You know, I haven't spent a lot of time with this one. Actually, let's bring all the friends over. Fuck it. Fanta has more than just these fucking obsidian and rose quartz crystals. I love them. Everything. They're my biggest pieces in the collection. No, you kind of don't want to be a part of this thing. Let's not. Actually, fuck it. You're just going to stay right there. Just like SpongeBob. This fucker has, or I do. I have rocks and just weird shit in my desk that I just talk to sometimes. Or I just bring with me. Just depending on the situation. So like, man, I really need to pee. But I mean, since we're talking about him, and I'm having this disco ball vision, actually getting up did help. Or not getting up, just changing the scene. We're still on the rug, and I probably should spend more time cleaning this rug. I throw in the washer every week, but again, it's just to keep track of what goes on throughout the week. No, but I really need to pee again. And I'll talk about the crystals when we get back. It's gonna feel so different when I open this bedroom. Man. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to deal with this. Just again, if you're gonna deal with if you guys are curious about the shroom experience, this is a part of it. Just having to go pee, because I recommend if you're going to shroom out, all I did was take 2 grams, but if you're going to take any dosage close to that, which you shouldn't be taking anything like too far from that anyways, you drink a shit ton of water. You want to give your body at least, you want to give it like ammunition to like process this shit through your body. It's not bad stuff that goes through your body, but still, like, you know, like, think about it like sending a kid to school, right? You want to send them to school with nothing, or do you want to send them with a backpack full of everything they need to succeed, like pencils, notebooks, and such? So that's why I always recommend people, they just come to the trip fully hydrated. They can be ill-prepared mentally, that's fine. The shrooms are going to show you that. But physically, you can prepare for that. I feel like that's the one thing you can prepare for. You're always going to have access to water. Because I have water just rotting in my fucking bed, in my bedroom. But yeah, you guys are back on the stand. Actually, no, you're coming with me. We're going back to how it used to be in the very beginning of the podcast. Because we're still tripping out. Now I have my metal cup with me, and it has a sprig of mint in it. Again, I really want to turn off the fan. Like, it's just too much noise going on. I don't want to muffle it either. It's kind of dangerous to muffle a heating element that way. But yeah, I had this cup. Now I'm just playing with my cup. You know, I have my cup that has... It's a really cool cup, actually. This was... I don't know how to word this. It wasn't exactly given to me. It was just found in the bus that because I used to be a bus driver for USC, university. And you get people that lose shit all the time in the bus. AirPods, water bottles, whatever. This one, I remember it was in my bus, this Yeti tumbler thing. So I returned it to the Lost and Found, and I noticed it's just a box that we have for the Lost and Found, and maybe like later on during the week, someone will call and be like, hey, have you found this? And you know, if they don't call within a week or a month, it's going to stay in there. And I remember this, it was like, well, it's been like 3 months, they haven't called back for it yet. So I took it. You know, this was once valuable to someone. And they just forgot. And there's no way to return it, right? I mean, technically, yeah, I work in they potentially are still a part of the community because it's a university. You don't ever actually leave. Or you don't stop becoming a Trojan once you become one. But I just didn't know who to return it to. And it's been there for 3 months. If they ask for it again, I'll just clean it up and give it back to them. But no, they never came back for this water bottle or this tumbler, this Yeti tumbler. This is fucking nice. I've been drinking out of this thing for like 2 years already, 3 years. It's amazing. But right now it has a sprig of mint in it. Like a fresh sprig of mint. Just rotting away inside the cup as I drink it. Because remember, there's medicinal things going on in this mint. Or just anything I put in this cup. Generally has a medicinal element to it. Whether it be cacao, tea, mint. It can be anything. I just have to do the research and understand, like, not even do the research, just put it to your body. That's a lot of things. People get stuck about what the books say. Just put it to your body. Ultimately, what matters in this reality is that relationship between your mind and the body. So when people say this thing is good for you, this mint, right, it has medicinal properties, that's no bullshit. That's been established for billions of years, since humanity, essentially. Rub it against your skin. Does your body like it? Does it not mind it? Does it notice there's something different going on, right? I don't want to take this sprig of mint in my hand. Actually, fuck it. I'm going to borrow your leaf for this demonstration. And it's already, well, it's got it's a cool leaf. It's got like blue, purple on it. It's got all kinds of cool colors. But yeah, just rub this on your hand. Eat it, right? Like, put it in your mouth and just chew it for like, I don't know. Just chew it till you forget. Notice the effects. It's doing something different to your taste buds, right? You kind of notice these bubbly effects going on with mint. Let me try to describe to you. Oh, I need to have a lot of mint. No, you don't even need a lot. It's coming at you like this. It's spiking at your taste buds. It's sending spikes down into your taste buds. That means there's something going on. You're having this relationship with the mint now. Like it. You two are like this foreign ideas that they are now in contact. You got this water and oil thing going on, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. And trying to see that, just seeing that argumentation happen, that, what do they call it in physics? They call it that interaction. The interaction from your body to the, with the mint. I guess remember, I'm still out in fucking the blue. Like my mind's not totally there yet. But just trying to distinguish, well, what is it going on? It's interesting, right? The interaction with the mint in my taste buds is interesting. Why not just have this in my body? Like it's already accepted. It's interesting. It's not harmful. It wants to get to know it more. Why not bring more of it? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why not bring more of it into my body and see what happens? But yeah, people get stuck up on that. Like, oh, I'm not going to do this drug unless, it's absolutely known for sure it's not going to harm me, or if I know everything about it. It's like, well, that's part of living. You just got to experience shit, man. Like, sure, life is precious, and it will, again, when you get to those boundaries where you start to put it in danger, it's going to recover, and it's going to remind you, like, don't do that. But no, this is gross. Like, eating. I had this mint in my hand for this since I pulled it out, and like, it absorbed a lot of the sweat that was in my hand, and I just tasted it. It's just shrooms. I'm just sweating this shit out. Again, it goes back to the hydration. It's good to hydrate. When you're doing shrooms. During the shroom trip, when you take the shrooms, 2 grams, you just down a fucking liter of water. Sure, you're going to be peeing for the entire fucking trip. But at least your body has some kind of like, again, it has the proper hydration. Even if you come to the trip fully dehydrated, you have something to work with. And if you're already fully hydrated, then cool, you're just going to pee a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun when you're trying to struggle and you're like trying to hold it in. When you're struggling and like you're tripping out, it's like you're fighting with yourself. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people don't get to experience that. Fighting with yourself, seeing that for what it actually is. Actually, no, I feel like most people do experience that. Yes, I'm talking into a cup now. That's going to sound fucking weird. Does it sound wave? Yeah, you guys can still register it. It just sounds cool. People don't get to experience that. A lot of people get to experience that as I bring this citrine crystal closer to me. This one I actually didn't like at first. Just giving me a hard time. But now we've calmed down. I'll explain that relationship later as I come closer to Mars. Right now I'm sitting up. I was up against the floor. But yeah, people experience that on a daily basis, fighting themselves. But seeing that from a different angle, when you drink a lot of water and you take shrooms and you're literally fighting the urge to pee, you realize this shit's stupid as fuck, and you're always in control. You're always going to be in control. But it's fun. It's fun struggling when you're pretending like you're not the one in control. I think that's why we exist as humans, why God put us here, had that very strict relationship with the earth, decided to put us here. It's like, well, we've already existed, right? Why not facilitate a place where we pretend like we don't exist, or we We can't control everything. Again, it's all pretend. You ultimately can control. You can ultimately control what exists in this reality. If you want to feel depressed about your kids, fucking, that's under your control. Again, that's... Banta, you've been talking for fucking a minute 35. Again, these trips last forever, my guy. These things last for 6 hours sometimes. You guys are gonna have to... No, there will come a time where I have to shut up because people do come into the house and I don't want them knowing the crazy shit that goes on in my mind. They don't deserve that. And it's not that they don't deserve it. You've tried to show them. And I mean, they don't understand it, and they just try to give you alternatives. They give you different ways to stop thinking this way. But it's like, why? I mean, again, this is why you don't talk. You shut up when those people show up, because it's like, they just want to stop whatever it is going on here. They're literally killing the art. That's all it is. It's all started because of art. I felt like there was a lot of things I couldn't express just normally through sobriety. And you guys saw it. You guys saw the whimpering, or you guys heard it. You guys heard the craziness. That's what I can express. I can only express myself in that fashion through the drugs. I'm not saying I'm dependent on them. I'm just saying certain things come out of my body or my mind when I put certain things in my body. Whether it be physically, chemically, it doesn't even fucking matter. Passenger princess, huh? Tiffany's saying, okay. I don't really pay attention to other people's stories right now. I mean, it's been like this for the past few months. It's just been me. My insanity. But that's cute. Passenger princess. You guys have all been passenger princesses of this fucking trip, and we're still in it. I thought we were like halfway into it an hour ago, but no, we're still in it. Just different intensities right now. Like, I'm still grabbing at myself, if that makes sense. Earlier in the trip, I was literally just grabbing at anything that exists in this reality. I wish you guys can see. But no, we're going to keep it in a podcast form. Just so you can kind of use your mind to fucking imagine shit. But yeah, no, I was grabbing at things. I was grabbing at my bed. Grabbing at my crystals. Right now I got my obsidian palm stone. Yeah, I haven't stopped about the obsidian. I got the sharp one here, the big one that Carla gave me a couple weeks ago. But I have my rainbow obsidian palm stone. They came from Mexico. If it breaks, it breaks. My dad keeps telling me when crystals break, it's because their time with you is it served its purpose. Which is kind of a very I feel like that's a very I mean, that's one way of seeing it. Yeah, that's cool. But if all your crystals start breaking around you, I mean, that's kind of like, dude, you're breaking. Either that means something. That means like you're a part of some experience in the universe where just these precious things that existed for billions of years has just started to break and shatter, or you just got to take better care of things. But yeah, the former though, that's how I start to write stories, and the stories don't end up anywhere because I just forget. It's like, oh, I was witnessing this really cool part of my life that just, it feels like certain beings or certain realities were looking at me for a very particular... Again, that's kind of the hard thing about time. Just trying to contact... my God, dude. See, if we're gonna start talking about this shit, I gotta come back down to the ground. And back down on the ground, the fucking fan, that's all I hear is the fan. I don't want to. I have to turn off the fan, actually. Okay. Okay. By the way, now that I've had time to kind of contextualize. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this water's spoiled, but because it's been the sprig of mint's been sitting here for like 2 days. It's still fresh looking because it's a Yeti cup. We're gonna bring we're gonna bring both these closer to my face. It's a Yeti cup, so like anything that goes in here stays in here. You put ice in here, it's going to stay in here. You don't even have to put a lid on it. So yeah, I don't know if the sprig has just been preserved for these past couple days, because I put the same mint in the fridge and like that shit just wilted within a few minutes. This stuff still looks fresh, like how I bought it. So there's something magical going on in here. I think just temperature just doesn't change much in this cup. There's something very magical about this cup. But I should actually put more water in it. Because, man. No, that's not true. I mean, you are processing a lot of psilocybin. And right now I just brought a cup of cacao water. Remember, Vanta drinks a lot of weird things. There's this new one I invented. It's called Disappointment. This new drink. Hold on, let me just enjoy this chocolate for a second. It's sweet, okay? Oh man, I just want to consume a lot more water right now, which I don't need. I don't need the water. I just consumed a shit ton of water. Actually, Clad did point that out when we first got together. She kind of got mad. It's like, dude, you're just consuming water all the time. It's like, yeah, I think it's a problem. Not a problem, because like your kidney will tell you. Your kidneys will communicate to you like, hey, dude, give me a break, you know? So I consume a normal amount of water, but I guess to people who don't consume a lot of water, it seems like a lot. When you're drinking like a liter of water, maybe like every 4 hours. I just drink it all within a close span of time. People would kind of sip on it. I noticed that with Van. I'll buy her like a Starbucks, whatever, and she'll sip on it throughout the day. As opposed to me, it's like, as soon as I buy it, it's gone, you know? Unless it's something super decadent and sweet, like hot chocolate. Oh, probably that stuff I'll sip on for a few hours, but like other than that, I'll just gulp this shit down. Well, I was even trying to talk about that. Yeah, I think Vanta, you used to think in a very rigid way, and there is something to be held in that. I mean, there is something to be found in that, you know, in the very like scholarly way, I guess. When you put structure to things, it makes it very easy to communicate these ideas to people. But no, these bitches, they just love the chaos. As I'm starting to realize, like, well, when I act this way, they tend to want to come back. When I just stop caring about putting rules on things, and I just let shit come out as it does. Right now, the room is getting colder. It wasn't always like this. I'm just realizing right now how fucking lived in this room is. You know, they got the rug, which I can always clean. It gets cleaned every week. But I can actually, like, spend the time today, meditate, and just, like, clean it. But it's Sunday. I'm not supposed to do that on a Sunday. It's one of the rules of being Catholic, right? Can't exactly work on this day. Get sentenced to death in certain iterations of the Bible. So yeah, we're just playing, right? We're just spending time with God, which is just yourself. But no, that was a lot of fun, just struggling. I just wish I had shut up for most of the trip. At the same time, Vanta, you've been tripping for a year. Like, you've been on your own, tripping. Sometimes you bring Van, sometimes you bring other friends. I don't have names for the other friends yet. I actually did have a name. Shit. No, Van, well... Okay. So Clad... Again, Clad was a person. But that person left briefly. They're probably still in my life. I just don't check up on people. That's just how things are. But Van and Clad are like persistent ideas in my life. You know, Clad is like, that is a significant other, right? The one you're committed to. When you have when another person puts boundaries on you, it's going to be Clad. Van isn't that person. Van used to be Clad. You know, they could have been a Clad. They could have been that person that could have put boundaries on you. But no, this person, they just show up and you two have fun. That's who Van is. Right now it's calligraphy. Vanessa. That's fucking crazy, right? I mean, I've been trying to figure out how to put this for a lot of new listeners, if you ever get this fucking far. But Vanta's first Van was named Vanessa. I thought her name was Kitty. Again, we had met when we were 14. And no, we didn't really keep in contact with each other when we grew up because, again, we were 14, we met at a summer camp, we didn't really know each other's real names or anything like that. But it turns out recently, she's never forgot about Vanta. She started drawing. She took up drawing. She likes to draw X-Men. And, yeah, we just met up recently, and I got her name for the first time. I was like, wait, your name is Vanessa. Like Van, the space cadet. This is super fucked up. Like, Van was always this other chick I wrote about that I gave a fake name to. It turns out Vanessa was the real name to Van. Interesting how that works out. But no, it's cool just having the real Van in my life. Which, if you're calligraphy and you're thinking, I thought I was the real Van. Again, that's kind of the funny thing. Calligraphy. You can become Clad again. You've always been Clad. Right now, you're just Van. Right now, we're just having fun. There's no boundaries, and that's fine. I like things arranged how they are right now, because I can have a lot of Vans, and the Clad that does matter isn't even in the picture anymore. So it's like, it's just me. I mean, that's how it's been for the past few months, actually, which is actually really cool. No, I'm just waiting for this trip to be done with me, but it doesn't. If we're actually speaking, like, if we're gonna stop with these crazy ass delusions and just step away from the whole Van the Space Cadet bullshit, the shrooms don't leave you. remember telling that to friends when I was new to it. And you forget about it yourself until you come back to it, and it's like, oh yeah, this doesn't leave you, this is just reality. Like, it ever just had like a really good time at somewhere, you just spend a really good weekend and you just watch the sunset with somebody as you're leaving this venue or whatever it is, your favorite date at Disneyland or wherever the fuck it is. Maybe just really good sex, and then you just watch the sunset, and it's like, wow, this night just keeps getting better. It's just, this is only the evening and it just started. That's what it is with shrooms. When the worst part of it's over, like all the fun, it's like, well, shit. The rest of existence is going to be this, just this fucking mellow, like, perfect, sublime. You have no reason to feel anything other than that. As I had the strongest urge to break this obsidian crystal on my citrine. Why would you do that? They're both cool ass crystals. No, I just have the strongest urge to fucking find nicotine. I quit nicotine, like, consciously. I think I fucking decided to quit like 3 months ago. Now I've just been pretending to have like this withdrawal symptom, you know. You pretend to have this addiction, this need to do this thing. That's what's going on right now. That's where that sensation of wanting to smash the obsidian crystal into the citrine, that urge, that really bad idea, it came from just not having that nicotine, that not having that satisfaction of the nicotine hitting. So no, instead of looking for the nicotine, we're gonna sit here on Mars. We left that shit on the moon. I can see it. It's on the moon, but we're already here on Mars. We're not going to touch it. We can't touch anything that's on the moon. Also, I don't know if I'm speaking too fast. I feel like I'm skipping words, and I notice that when I type, I skip words. I can... Shit, it's happened. I remember my professor pointing it out too, like even when I was going through college. And yes, I did fuck my professor. That shit was lit. We're not getting into that. But yeah, she would point out Vanta, or she would just put in words that I was missing. I would skip words that I thought weren't important. You heard me struggle earlier about like trying to say everything or something. I forget what word I was stuck up on. But it felt like there was a word there missing that I was skipping because it's just not important to me. It's just like think about it this way. If, you know how back then, if you wanted to move something really heavy back then, you would need a horse and carriage, right? But, like, you would need the whole system. You would need the carriage, which comes with the reins and the stirrups and all that shit. Well, when I talk sometimes, especially under drugs, it's like I skip all that. All the important little details that make it happen. The stirrup, the reins, the things that hold the horse onto the fucking carriage. I just skip all that shit. I'm just like, horse, carriage, words, you know? That's how it happens. That's how at least looking into different languages got me into thinking. When you realize you're just trying to convey things in the now, I guess. Shit, as I have the urge to fucking puke. I really would love... I haven't puked in maybe like... maybe like in not even 5 or 6 months.
I only puke when like I bring something new into my body that I shouldn't. Which in that time, the last time I puked was that was at Ricky's birthday party. Fucking way too much weed. You were actually tripping out on shrooms, Vanta. You had tripped out on shrooms, a really high dose of shrooms the night before, and you thought you were completely sober the day of, and we're just laying down on Mars. I should probably put this crystal that's sharp somewhere where I can see it. Oh god. And yes, this shit is mentally exhausting. You guys are back on my shoulder. Fuck. You know, I remember when I was tripping, I posted some stupid ass thing on Reddit, just talking shit on the fucking idiots that were eating shrooms with their sandwiches, which I'm not. I don't think you guys are like doing something stupid, or you know, everyone's got their own way of ingesting the things. I was just, again, you just got to say things to kind of catch people's attention, right? And if it's, I have a tendency to just not care if it rubs people the wrong way how I say things. But yeah, that's what happened on Reddit. I was just fucking, right before the trip, as I was coming up, I was like, well, these fucking idiots who eat a whole ass Subway sandwich with like maybe 5 grams of shrooms. My guy, why not just skip all that bullshit? Eat 3 grams of shrooms as is with a shit ton of water. You're just wasting all this other. You're just wasting a weekend and like 2 grams of shrooms. These things are precious. And if you think, oh no, Vanta, I can afford, you're not picking up the lessons that the shrooms want to teach you. That these things are precious. You know, these things they come from living things. You just chose to waste 2 grams of it because you wanted to eat a fucking sandwich. Why not treat it like a sacrament? I say this as I'm fucking sweating and just sweating out the shrooms, whatever. It's funny. I don't know. You still are the same person when you take the shrooms. People say that you become different, whatever, and maybe if you're new to it, you're like, oh yeah, I see things differently now. But no, eventually, again, you're going to get, ouch, my knee, man. You're going to continue to live after that experience. You know, you've always been you. You've always been Vanta before the drugs. You're just seeing shit right now. You're just kind of like, it's a new environment. So, of course, you're going to change a little bit. But at the end of it, 5 years down the line, you're still going to be Vanta. This was just like a new hobby, new thing you picked up on your life, I guess. A new perspective. Why was I even saying that? I think I was just trying to avoid some like crazy shit I wanted to say. But no. We're just taking a little break. The music's still playing. Since we're here, we got the comfort of the moon here on Mars. Because again, I'm just laying down. We got the pillows, but my back and like my lower body's still on the floor, on the carpet. This is actually really comfortable. I can sleep this way. Why do I need a bed? Oh, that's fucking stupid to think you need a bedroom to like continue to exist. Continue to exist. That's what it is. I think people see you and they okay. So when I talk to people, which I don't say much. Shit, as I was saying that, or had that cool thought, now I'm just being distracted by the disco ball back on the moon. I'm back on the moon. I have a disco ball that floats over my bed. And I just want to see it spin right now, but that's back on the moon. I can't touch it. Unless it's like remote control, which I plan to get. Like a Bluetooth control for it so it can spin and light up. It's a little gift that Van gave me. She gave me the disco ball. But it's cool seeing the reflection on the disco ball. But that got me to forget about the crazy fucking thought I was about to share. So we're just going to dwell on other things. I got my obsidian palm stone with me. And by the way, this has been all like a continuous thought for the past, hour and a half. This is what you can achieve when you just step away from your fucking phone. For 2 hours. Which I technically have not stepped away from my phone. You guys are listening to me record this shit. But that's what that's what I'm trying to get people to see. And why I think you're seeing a lot of engagement going. If you have if you had a following and you're seeing the engagement super low, it's because of that. You should be encouraging your audience to be a part of this experience. So use their phones to create shit as opposed to consuming shit. And what's funny, now that I'm sitting down here, I'm laying down on my floor, the bedroom floor. Like, how often do you lay down on your bedroom floor? Not often, right? Or maybe you do, I don't know. For me, it's not often. I'm always on my bed or on the desk, or I'm standing in this room. But I can see it's like, well, I can rearrange some certain things. I had them arranged in a very pretty way when I'm standing up in this room, or if you're a guest and you're coming in, things kind of look like they're always facing you. Might as well, I don't want to interrupt this podcast. I want to keep it like pure. But if I remember to take a picture here, I should probably just draw it. But no, I'm actually really exhausted. Vance is fucking mentally. My brain's been needing a break for like 2 weeks now. We've been stressed out at work over some stupid bullshit. Everyone's stressed out. We're all exhausted, so I'm not even going to put the effort to draw. That's kind of the thing about having very involved international friends is like we all have our own schedule. We all have our own stresses that we're dealing with, and they don't get to see that. Unfortunately, plans don't go through because they don't see what I'm doing for the other 10 hours of the day, just making a living, you know? Like, I don't want to get in that headspace of creating things for them because it's like, I'm just going to bring that kind of stress onto them. And you see it leak through the art. I want to keep things very pure and happy. And it's very hard to capture that because you have to embody that. But Vanta does feel those things. He just, again, right now, with how things are at work, they're just not conducive towards that. I can create other things like this, just not the pure ABDL stuff. The distilled, the distilled stuff. If you're listening to this because you're interested because of the shrooms, you're like, what the fuck is ABDL? Bro, it's just kinks, my guy. You just stumbled upon one of the weirdest kinks on the internet that people joke about. Remember, Vanta does things as a joke. He's like, well, people are into this, so let's see why that is. And he's like, oh, then I understand, like, oh, that's why you're into it. I get it now. It's a very pure and distilled sense of joy and innocence with the whole ABDL thing. I fucking love this shit. And guess what? If you want to be a part of the community, you have to be a part of it. You can't be the stranger with your preconceived notions, and you can't come in already judging people, because you have to be a part of the community. You have to let all that shit go at the door, essentially, if you want to talk to one of us. So yeah, that's why Vanted hasn't created a lot of ABDL art lately. It's because of that, because of work. It's a really hard struggle, just balancing that thing. I do like my career, but I do like making art for you guys. But that's what's going on. Like, as I'm looking at my bedroom, it's literally just surrounded with just that. It's got the things I need to survive, or the things I think I need to survive, like water, toiletries and whatever. And the rest is just art supplies and work. Literally, I'm just going to point out to things. I got 2 project boards, right? One of the project boards has a crucifix on it, because guess what? Vance is Catholic. On the project board closest to my bed, which they're both on either side of my bed now that I'm thinking about it, the one where I take care of shit, essentially, is got 2 bags of the product that we sell at work. Just stapled on there, or nailed on there, if we're going to use Catholic terminology. We have 2 bags of our product nailed onto this project board, and we're going to, nailed onto there. I'm just trying to make that connection of, like, those 2 guys that were nailed onto the cross next to Jesus, who were both fucking thieves, right? A thief and a murderer or something. So I'm just making that connection. We got bills on the project board that are just nailed on there as well, that I need to take care of, but are not important. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I pay for my bills, whatever, but there's some, like, things that exist, so I'm just like, why is that credit card open? I never recall opening that one, but I'll call them just to see what the fuck is going on, because I don't, whatever. It's just shit like that. I got, like, 3 of those. And then I got an old project board, I think the original, the proto project board, right at the head of my bed. It's got all of Van's, all the stuff I did with Van. Tickets to Disneyland, to museums, our trip to New Mexico. It's got all kinds of shit, but literally that project board is hanging on by one nail and is sideways. Like, it's on the way down, essentially. If it falls down, it's going to fall down. I'm going to forget about it. And then you got the other project board that's got it's got all the art. It's got all the fantastical ideas of art that I've yet to, like, realize. Which is accurate, actually. Like, in the middle of the project board, that shit's been stuck on there for, like, 2 months already. That shit needs to move over to the right, which I think I moved it a while back. Yeah, on the project board is just shit for the ABDL stuff and just for art stuff. Remember, there's 2 sides of the art for Vanta. There's the ABDL shit and just, like, the normal shit that I want to show to people when they're new to Vanta. I mean, that's what happened. That when I went to Designer Con and people saw that my art was good, because I would show them just, like, little... I would show them, like, one piece, because I don't want people to really look into my art. I'm not the kind of person that likes to share that kind of shit. But yeah, I give them a peek and they want to see more. And these people actually dig into my, like, sketchbooks. Like, they'll open up my Procreate because they use it, and they'll start skimming through the fucking sketches. And then first thing they see is this fucking ABDL shit, and it's like, immediately they're turned off. They're like, well, I don't know how to navigate this because we're in a public setting right now. And this is stuff I normally just would watch in a private setting, somewhere more comfortable, not so much more public. So yeah, I started making more art of that. Just stuff I can show people when they open up my sketchbooks and they're like, oh, look, it's cool shit like this. But when they go online and they realize, oh, Vanta's a fucking freak. He's got all kinds of fetishes that he's into, and he loves drawing that shit. He's got all kinds of trauma that he likes describing through his art. Why was I? Oh yeah, that's why the project board is split up into two different things. You got the ABDL stuff, and you got like the normal stuff to get people into it. It's a cult, after all. The ABDL stuff. The cult to Vanta, to think my way. It's not a very unique way of looking at the world. You can think this way too. But yeah, I just got that, my project board. There's this really cool one I thought of recently. Of like an ABDL, what is it called? Like a birthday card, right? Like a greetings. It's a card. Bad Dragon sent me one for buying Bad Dragon shit. And I was thinking, I can send this card to someone else. I think that's what it was. It was meant for you to send to someone else as like a birthday card or whatever. Someone you have a sexual relationship with. It can be many people. But I was like, wouldn't it be funny if, like, one of Vanta's girlfriends, one of the Vans, like Belle, the playpen tot, there's a few other ones. Quindy's another one. There's been a few. What if I gave them, like, 20 or just a whole stack, and they just send these out to friends for their birthday, because they're really good at remembering birthdays and such. That's how you can get your shit distributed. And that's not me being like, oh, how can I take advantage of these women? It's like, no, how can the idea of Vanta just be more involved in people that want to be a part of Vanta's life? What if I just make that? Make a cute birthday card for people to just send out to their friends. That's ABDL related. It's got cute ABDL drawings on it. Makes you think of ABDL shit, right? So that's on the project board. Again, Vanta has all kinds of crazy ideas. Remember, he's only 27. He's fucking young. What's nice about being an artist in the ABDL scene, you can last seemingly forever. You don't age. As long as you don't reveal who you actually are behind the scenes, you don't age. Unlike the female side, it seems like after 4 or 5 years, you're up. Sorry, Miss Pissy, you're going to be gone. No one's going to want your non-tits ass around anyways. That's what happens. Again, Vanta's been around this for a while. 27, he's still young, but I'm just noticing the patterns. This fetish has been around longer than Vanta's been around. When you enter it through the female side, you only have 4 or 5 years to show your stuff. When you're an artist, you can stick around for much longer. You can have the females show your shit. That's how you keep... Again, this is the idea of Vanta. It's no longer just like me, the artist. Look at the cool shit I can draw, like fucking 34Q, whatever his name is, or let's actually think of like actual ABDL artist names. Little Lazy Blazy. The problem is these people are my friends, so don't take it like I'm talking shit on you guys. I'm just saying, it's no longer about that. It's now like Vanta is this disease that showed up in the ABDL scene, and now you can't get it out. You can't get the way of thinking out of the ABDL scene. Like this, the way of Vanta, the cult of Vanta. That's what I'm trying to achieve here. With the comic, with the card, that again, all the shit that's unreleased, that's just stuff that's been brewing in my mind that kind of shows up sometimes. That's what I've been thinking about these past few months of like, what is this project going to be? Is it just going to be another ABDL fucking comic? I don't think so. Is this going to be something you just jerk off to? My guy, you haven't done that since you were like 17. I know how to make stuff like that, but it's like you can't get into that anymore. That's not the kind of how do you say this? I mean, you've just developed. That was just like the training wheels, right? The hentai shit. Now that you're actually out here doing the real stuff, it's like the drawings is just me distilling that. I'm not trying to train people into thinking or into like trying new shit with their girlfriend or anything. I'm just showing you what's going on. The broken bed. Shit, that's got me laying down on Mars. Which motherfucker, I hope my brother doesn't take my fucking Benjamin. What the fuck? Oh no, it's still here. No, this food came into my room. And I was like, why did he come into my room? It was for the drugs, my guy. We share drugs. I give him I provide him with Canab. He provides the nicotine. And you're thinking, what the fuck is Canab? Just say it, Canab. Say it a bunch of times. What does it sound like? Cannabinous. Remember, this is all just a joke. Fantasy's life is a joke. You have to if you're an ABDL artist. If you just draw this shit, this hentai bullshit. Everything is just a joke, and it's just a blessing at the same time. But no, I just really want the fucking nicotine. So, we're actively looking for it right now. Trying to find things to distract me from that urge of, like, finding the nicotine. And yes, the shrooms do help with addiction. Like, if you've been addicted with alcohol your entire life, can't seem to get away from it, despite earnest efforts, it will show you how to get out of that way of thinking. It'll show you some new drug to not be sober with. Shrooms. A totally different reality you didn't even know exists. We're back on the moon just briefly looking for nicotine. I saw it earlier, right? I told you guys that I fucking saw it. It's just gone. It's here somewhere. Throughout the craziness of Vanta fucking thrashing and everything earlier, I dropped the nicotine somewhere. Did I change my pants throughout this whole podcast? I don't think so. No. And if you're Van and you're listening to this, you're probably thinking, oh, this is a very familiar scene. Just Vanta standing in his bedroom, kind of looking at you like you're a fucking bagel sandwich. It's because of that. Because I want the next fix, essentially. If we're putting it that way. I'm literally digging through my pockets looking for this thing. This is the danger of drugs, why you don't want to start these things, kids. But guess what? You do it anyways. You are addicted to pornography. That's how you discover... Ouch! Oh, fucking stood on the citrine crystal. Thankfully it was that one, not the obsidian one. But yeah, like I was saying, you're already addicted to these fucking things. You're addicted to your phone. You're addicted to porn. Drugs are just the next step. The problem is, play with the safe drugs. As you've heard, Vanta plays with dangerous things sometimes, but he doesn't actually get hurt with these things because he knows what he's doing sometimes. Most of the times. Most of the times he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's just getting lucky. But no, don't be like one of those guys. Don't start experiment. Oh, there it is. You guys heard that, right? It was wedged between my bed, the bed frame and the bed, and that shit just fell onto the floor underneath the
the bed frame. Motherfucker. Now I have to actually move the bed. Like, it's like, do you really want the fix, motherfucker? What was I saying? You guys are on the moon. Sorry. You guys are in my hand for a while. As I fucking go hunting for this stupid fucking thing. This nicotine addiction. What was I saying about it? Actually, let me go pee. Now that we know where it's at, I think the urge to fucking find it is gone. Because, like, we know where it's at. We know we have it. We just have to get it. Actually, let's go say... It's fucking raining again. Oh my god. What's up, Chewbone? Oh no, Nacho wants attention? It's always when it's raining. I don't know what I was thinking about the rain, but... It's only 2 hours in, Nacho! It's only 2 hours in. We got another 2 hours to go. You know, I think these guys are gay for each other. You got Chewy and Nacho. Nacho, you're fucking gay. Come on. Now I had to show these guys how to, like... Or at least Nacho. Nacho's fucking paranoid all the time. He doesn't like getting out of his bed. I had to show him, like... My guy, you gotta get out. Yeah, this is what, like, the fourth time we had to pee in 2 hours. Again, I told you, Vanta pees a lot. And this is a very unconventional thing to put in a podcast, but guess what? This is Vanta's podcast. I get to write the rules, right? As long as Spotify or whoever doesn't, the powers that be don't kick me out. We're gonna do what the fuck we want. Or just what I think is necessary to get the point across. That's all it is. And yeah, I'm looking at myself and I was like, dude, you are a fucking mess. We're gonna stay that way though. I swear to God though. This trip, it started off perfect, right? Perfect Sunday afternoon. Like, oh, let's go out. It's sunny. It's warm outside. Motherfucker, it's raining outside. What is this thing? This palm tree pressed up against your window. That shit's soaked and it's like whipping. Yeah, it's just raining and windy out there. Back to the nicotine thing, right? We're talking about drug addictions. Yeah, these shrooms do show you that these addictions are bullshit. Well, then again, I don't know. I don't know for certain because I haven't done anything hard, like heroin or anything. And Bantu never fucking will. No, it's just been psychedelics. Psychedelics, nicotine, and a brief stint with alcohol because you were young and you didn't know any better. If you are a friend of Vanta and you've gotten this far and you still consume alcohol, sorry, we can't be friends anymore. We can't. Alcohol is horrific for the body. Vanta loves water. And what does alcohol do? It extracts water out of you. It's literally alcohol. What does alcohol do? It just pulls water out. It wants to equalize with water, if we're looking at it in the scientific way. Vanta doesn't like that. He likes keeping he likes keeping water in him. But no, yeah, as I say that, as I'm fucking trying to find the courage, I guess, to lift this fucking bed up, to grab this fucking nicotine thing, or just finding clever ways to get into the bed without having to lift it up.
Because strength, that's more of a Van thing. If we're talking about the characters inspired by the real people, Van has always been the stronger person. Vanta's always been the asshole, the fucking mouse. Actually, let me lift up my bed. My desk. Vanta's been the character. Did you just stop, my guy? Hold on. Oh, I guess it was up. Vanta's always been the mouse. The rat. The guy trying to squeak his way through things. Being sneaky, working smarter, not harder. Van's been the other person. She's female, so she's always got something to prove, right? She's always been like that. Every time we go out on dates, she's very soft-spoken. She doesn't put her input in a lot. But I notice when she can test her strength, she will. I see it. I'm just like, bitch, that is hot. Like, your strength, it doesn't amount to much. But I respect it, you know? That's kind of what happened when you're... would you consider yourself a beta male, Vanta? I guess when you're living life not so alpha, right? And you're just surrounding yourself with other people that are not alpha as well. The fucking betas. I don't consider us betas, and now we're back on Mars. Sorry. No, we're gonna keep you on the moon. You guys are on the moon, just like Van is. Van's a fucking space princess, after all. She's a fucking passenger princess. Always will be. Bitch, I'm trying to get you a motorcycle right now. I bought you a fucking truck, and you're still the passenger princess. What you do with the truck that I bought you? You just let it sit there and rot. Do you guys know that? Vanta spent like how many weeks, maybe a month, fixing your fucking truck? I'm not mad about it. I'm just pointing out, like, you are a passenger princess. You just want to be one. Yeah, she got this kick-ass Ford Ranger. Technically a Mazda B3000, but it's a Ford Ranger. Been sitting in her front yard for like a decade. Vanta fixed it back up, running. Ran perfectly fine. It just needed a few things, like a new lock or something, some bullshit. And guess what? Oh, yeah, new tires and everything. And you just let it sit there. I'm not upset because it's your money that you spent on it, Van. It was a learning experience for me working on that truck. So, again, I'm not upset. I just felt like it was worth bringing up. As I'm trying to get this fucking nicotine out of here. Let's try a different way, Vanta. Actually, no, let's not try that way, because then you're going to move your crystals. That's kind of this podcast really just turned into like a fucking cat and mouse situation, huh? You got fucking Vanta, who's hungry for this fucking nicotine bar, sitting underneath this bed frame that he can't get to. And he's tripping the fuck out. He's on shrooms. I didn't even write this shit down. Shit just happens like that. How do I want to do this? I can't, again, it's really hard for me to like come to a decision right now because I'm on shrooms. I'm still on the shrooms. Originally I was just gonna think, oh, I can just lift this fucking bed up. Like it doesn't weigh anything. And guess what? I was talking to you guys about that, right? About how Vanta's not this fucking alpha male. Yeah. And again, I'm recovering from a fucking motorcycle crash, so I shouldn't be putting strain on my body. Yeah, I can move this fucking bed. The whole fucking bed. No, that's a bad idea, because then I'm going to have my hand underneath the fucking bed frame. And like I was saying, Vanta loves doing dangerous shit sometimes. Stuff that can potentially hurt him, but he's never going to get hurt in a way where he's going to regret it, right? This is just shit in my bedroom. Sure, that fucking obsidian rock and a few other sharp things in my bedroom can potentially hurt me in a way I don't want them to. But I just have to be mindful of these things. My bed especially right now. This thing can fucking squash my hand. It's a very heavy bed. You guys have seen a picture of it. It's not your usual bed setup. Ugh. Oh, okay. Fuck. What the fuck was I trying to do? Oh yeah, we're trying to get... we're trying to get a fucking nicotine bar out of the fucking bed frame. Oh, okay. Let's just pull this shit out. I guess we're gonna have to... Okay. So, let's put you guys here. Let's put my beautiful crystals. I think I'm done for you guys. We're coming down from the trip. Someone put you guys in your appropriate spots at my desk. I should eat something, but at the same time, Vanta, you've been eating a lot. This past, or just yesterday, you just ate a whole lot of pizza because you're like, well, shit, there's nothing to eat. There's a whole box of pizza here for some reason. Let's just eat the whole fucking box of pizza. Oh, you know what it was? You fasted on Friday, my guy. You can't eat meat, so you decided, fuck it, I can't eat meat today. I'm just not gonna eat anything. So you ate way too much on Saturday. Remember, Vanta's Catholic. This whole thing is... It's good to be a part of something like that. To be a part of these rules. Otherwise, you're just going to be aimlessly just kind of like going throughout your week, not knowing what to do, and they end up doing stupid shit like cutting your tits off or fucking thinking you're female when you're not. And am I drawing these things from out of thin air? No, I'm actually speaking from experience, right? Just seeing other people go through it. When they step out of the church. Remember, Vanta was one of those guys that thought, oh, I can be a Satanist. I can be a fucking whatever. I don't need the church to give me this structure to keep my ass in check. Nah. You were out there and you were fucking sad. You didn't know what to do with life. How to comprehend it. Granted, you were really young. What's really fucked up is that these churches, they know they're letting you go at a time when you're most vulnerable and you don't even understand yourself, let alone the world. So they know you're going to come back. But I'm just saying, you stay out there for too long, you start to do freaky shit. You start to do things you kind of regret you hadn't done, like lose parts of your body. Again, I've seen it as I'm staring out this fucking rainy window. But no, we're back to the nicotine thing. I was just pointing out the fact that I was Catholic. I don't know how that came to be. I'm just exhausted. I really want this nicotine, and I'm not even that. I'm just... Okay. There's no desire for the nicotine right now. There was an urge. It comes in urges, right? You gotta control your urges. Right now, the urge is gone, but I'm just so fucking determined to get this thing out of here. And I almost just realized that taking in the scene, I almost spilled my water because the water bottle's right here. I mean, my sprig of whatever water. You know what I'm talking about, the middle cup from earlier. Oh, man. When you drink water when you're tripping out, that stuff's good. But no, we're determined to get this fucking nicotine bar from underneath my bed I know how to fucking... This bed pulls out. There you go. So my bed turns into like normally it's a twin bed. It's a twin bed. But if I want to, I can pull it out and it extends into a like a double twin bed, whatever you would call that, fucking full size bed. But the problem is, Yeah. Van and I prefer to fuck on a twin size bed. We don't like the full size bed. So I never have the opportunity to pull this bitch out. And I don't know how to pull it out. Shit. Wow. We're really just taking the mattress off my bed just to get a fucking nicotine bar. Again, this goes down. This explains why you don't want to start drugs. Actually, you guys are staying on the bed. On the bed. This is like, again, 2 hours after the trip. Almost 3 hours after the trip. I'm almost sober, but you're still kind of in that twilight phase of like watching the fucking sparkles shimmer away into the sunset and shit. So, we're not totally there yet. I would say another 30 minutes, I would say. We're not totally there. And my guy, if you can... I shouldn't put this into anyone's head, but when you indulge in nicotine, in any of these, with the effects of any of these drugs, oh my God, it's so satisfying. Which is bad. You don't need these things, especially the nicotine. If there was a healthier way to ingest it, but I think the chemical itself is just not good for you, my guy. The chemical inherently is not good for you. Same with alcohol. The chemical inherently is not good for you in your body. It has its uses outside of your body, but in your body it does not. You shouldn't have it there for too long, or in there at all. You know, only there for medical reasons, essentially, for medicinal reasons. Oh, you cut yourself and you need an antiseptic. Alcohol, you know. No longer ingesting this shit for fun. But then again, Vanta didn't know any better. He was just a kid. And again, if you're a fucking grown adult still drinking alcohol, what the fuck is wrong with you? This is coming from the perspective of an ABDL artist, someone who draws literal diaper porn. Stop acting like a fucking child. Stop drinking alcohol. As I'm pulling out this nicotine bar out of my fucking bed. But again, this is the journey of fucking... How would he explain it? Just stopping these drugs. You find ways to justify keeping them around. Especially the ones that you shouldn't be keeping around. And what's going to happen, Vanta? Nothing really. You're just going to continue doing what you do. Your body's going to degrade because of these drugs. You're going to claim it was already on the path to degradation anyways, which it wasn't. At least at the rate that you put it on with the fucking drugs. It's funny, this whole trip has revealed to me just a lot of things about this bed. That it's fucking heavy and cumbersome and it's got places to hide shit. Also that I broke it, not too long ago. Not to forget that. I have a brace under the part that's cracked. Actually, I almost broke it again, just moving the fucking bed. Oh, yeah. I should probably be very mindful of that in the future. The brace I put on to the bed. That shit almost fucking broke off. It's not a very stable brace. Again, I don't intend to fuck Van hard on this bed anyways. We much prefer fucking on Mars, not on the moon. I recommend that. You guys fuck on Mars. Fuck on the floor. Get yourself a night. Where'd I put my phone? Was I just talking to myself? Where are you guys at? Now I'm gonna go find you guys. I found the nicotine. I just lost where you guys went with the phone. So again, we're tripping out, navigating shroom reality. Where the fuck did I put the phone? Because the bed, you guys were last on my bed, but the bed is up vertically. Because I had to get the fucking nicotine bar out. Motherfuckers, where'd you... We'll find you guys. I don't think you're in the restroom. And I don't think I just imagined that I owned a phone this entire time. Wouldn't that have been fucking crazy? Up until this point of life, that's stuff that happens too in Vance's reality. Up until this point, the idea of owning a phone's ever existing, that could have just been a fabrication of my mind. Oh no, I see you. You're there. Yeah, I see. There you are. You were back on Mars. On an ammo can. But yeah, we're now just putting this room together. We found the nicotine. Which, my guy, if you're into this, the drugs, which odds are you're not. Yeah, the nicotine thing is kind of like everyone's regret, is it not? The other shit's really easy to kick. Granted, I have no experience with the other hard shit. I don't want that experience. I'm perfectly happy here. You know, ideally... Yeah, let me actually finish... No, fuck it. We're taking a little break, right? I just earned this. My fucking room's like all sideways because of the hunt for the nicotine. You guys are enjoying Nothing But 90s Rave Pianos. That's literally the title of the YouTube video. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some issue with Spotify. This is just playing in the background. So let's move you away. Let's have you right here in front of Quindy's painting. But I think that's going to be it for the podcast. It is 4:21. Almost missed 4:20. So you guys take it easy.